Hi, this is Ning again, and today is day 26 of my video blog. Today, I want to talk about alien land laws. So what are alien land laws? Alien land laws are state laws that prevent Asian Americans and other land citizens from owning property in this country. It's a ghost of a shameful history. Back in late 1800s and early 1900s, there was a wave of anti-Asian immigrant sentiment. More than 30 states passed different kind of laws that restrict the ownership, property ownership by Asian Americans, especially Chinese and Japanese Americans. And as you know, the Chinese Exclusion Act at that time as well, which lasted for a century until the civil rights movement. Also, during World War II, Japanese Americans were interned because they were suspected to be spies for Japan. So these laws really were based on this shameful history of racism in the past. And the scary thing is that it has resurfaced, especially this year. More than 30 states have proposed alien land laws. One of the worst is in Florida. That's the Florida SB 264, which prohibits land and property ownership of most properties by citizens of a few selected countries. And it specifically singles out people from China for especially draconian restrictions and very harsh criminal penalties. And the bill passed the Florida State House, State Senate, and was signed into law by Governor DeSantis. It took effect on July 1st of this year. So that law is certainly unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional because it clearly violates the due process and equal protection under the 14th Amendment. And secondly, it violates the Fair Housing Act because you cannot discriminate a property buyer, based on their nation of origin. And finally, it violates some of the state constitutions. For example, on Florida Constitution, Article 1, Section 2 is said, all natural persons are equal before the law and have inalienable rights, among which is to acquire, possess, and protect property. No person shall be deprived of any right because of race, religion, national origin, or physical disability. So clearly, the Florida law violates not just the federal constitution, but it violates the state constitution. So how did such a law pass in Florida? Well, that's thanks to the Republican supermajority. They have 28 Republicans and 12 Democrats in the state Senate, for example. And every single one of these 28 Republicans voted for this illegal bill. And among the 12 Democrats, 3 of them voted for this bill. And now, of course, Governor DeSantis signed it into law. So this is a wake-up call for Asian Americans, including many of my friends. Number one, representation matters. Some of these bills in the state were pushed back from within the legislature by Asian American legislators or their allies. For example, in Georgia, it did not pass. And number two, policy advocacy and grassroots engagement really matter. For example, in Texas, people really organized and they work with the state legislator who is sympathetic, Jing Wu, and his allies, and they were able to kill it in Texas, ever will be more than happy to sign that into law because he is in competition with the scientists to see who can be more cruel. Finally, we need to recognize which party is pro-immigrant. If you look at the voting record in Florida, in other states for these alien land laws, you can see which side is more supportive of immigrants and embrace a multiracial and multi-ethnic democracy. And finally, this may also be a good news if Asian Americans do wake up, especially Chinese Americans, who were very detached from politics or who were leaning more towards the right for a variety of reasons, like taxation, education, LGBTQ issues, and whatnot. It's a really wake-up call. And if we can get people to turn out for 2024 and make sure that we have a pro-immigrant, pro-democracy majority in the US House, then we may be able to pass federal reforms that is going to preempt these illegal state laws. For example, California House Representative Judy Chu has proposed HR 3697, the preemption of Real Property Discrimination Act. So the law, as the name indicates, is a preemption, preempt them from passing any laws that restrict the purchase of real property by individuals based on citizenship of the purchaser. And all these alien land laws that we just talked about, like the one in Florida, will become illegal, will be preempted. So there is hope. Let's hope that we could have a chance to pass a House bill like that. It's not going to pass in the current House because we know who is leading the House right now. There's no chance. However, we do have a chance 24 to actually win the election, win back the House, and make this preemption bill into law. So we don't have to fight it back in every single state after state to protect the right of people to actually own property and realize their American dreams. That's my vlog of the day. Thank you.